Good afternoon. The controversy surrounding a possible sale of JEA is starting to shed light on some controversy within City Hall. From allegations of tension and bullying to slander and lying, we're told that there's a strained relationship between some council members and the mayor's office.
So this is what we know. Our Shelby Danielson has obtained a complaint filed against the mayor's chief of staff for aggressive behavior. She joins us live now with the details.
Well, Anthony and Heather, in this complaint against the mayor's chief of staff, Brian Hughes, it says that he accosted the secretary of City Council President Anna Brochet, and this follows a letter that Brochet sent to JEA refusing to hold a meeting over the possible sale of JEA. Now, if you take a look in this complaint, just a couple of parts we're going to show you, it says, quote, Mr. Hughes proceeded to speak in an attacking manner while pointing his finger. The next time your boss decides to send a letter, she needs to CC this office. Brochet's secretary says she tried to walk away from him, but he followed her. She goes on to say, quote, I feel extremely uncomfortable based on his aggressive tone, facial expressions, and his physical movements. Mr. Hughes spoke with fierce anger, creating a hostile work environment. I do not feel safe and would like to file a complaint. Mr. Hughes denies the allegations, but this is coming out in light of allegations of bullying already going on in City Hall amidst more controversy surrounding JEA.
I think there's something that's just not right. It just doesn't feel right, doesn't seem right.
The latest controversy surrounding the possible sale of JEA has exposed the increasing tension within these walls.
We did address some of the bullying and threats, and I made clear to the mayor that I'm not going to stand for it.
Immediately following his meeting with Mayor Curry, Councilman Garrett Dennis candidly talks about their strained relationship.
He said to me that he's a fighter, and that he is very competitive. And I looked the mayor in his eyes and said, guess what, Mayor? I'm a fighter. I'm very competitive.
They also both know they stand in stark contrast when it comes to JEA.
It is definitely the mayor's agenda.
While Dennis believes the mayor is behind the JEA movement, Curry denies any involvement.
I don't have an opinion on the sale of the JEA. I think that it's important that we know the value, not we, the taxpayers know the value of their assets. This is their asset.
But Council President Anna Brochet seems to think he has an opinion. After refusing to hold a meeting this week, she wrote us saying, quote, my feeling that we are proceeding too quickly when we have not even been advised of the process does not change. Clearly, the mayor is very interested in pushing forward with a sale of JEA. The mayor fired back in defense.
It's irresponsible, it's false, and it's disgraceful for her to make that allegation. However, and unfortunately, it's consistent with what the council president has done in the past.
Dennis, in response,
disparaging things he said about the council president, which I thought was inappropriate, it was unprofessional, and it was unbecoming of a mayor.
As for the upcoming special meeting over JEA, Dennis remains skeptical.
Valentine's Day, the meeting is late tomorrow afternoon. I think, in my opinion, that it's set up so a lot of people won't come out and potentially some shenanigans can happen.
Curry says that's not the case.
Citizens that can't attend the meeting because they're working, they're managing their families, can get this disseminated through the media at one time so everyone sees it.
Now, back to that incident we mentioned earlier, the complaint filed against the mayor's chief of staff. There is video of the incident, and we have requested it. It's already been reviewed, and they're working on releasing that to us this evening. Meanwhile, we have a quote or a statement from the mayor's office. This is from his chief administrative officer. He says in part, quote, I find the conduct alleged to be extremely out of character and not reflective of my colleague who I have worked with closely and not reflected in the video. We also saw a statement that Brian Hughes, he's the one who this complaint was made against, he tweeted a statement and it says in part, the accusation is false. I believe video evidence and witness testimony will demonstrate the complaint is baseless. Once we get that video, of course, we'll show you. And that special meeting over JEA that City Council President didn't want to have will be held here tomorrow at 3 o'clock by request of the mayor. Reporting live at City Hall, Shelby Danielson, First Coast News, on your side.